place. Worst division in the history of the National Football League. Y'all in first place. That's like bragging about being the tallest dude in a small man's contest. That's who y'all are. That's who y'all are. But it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I'll see y'all soon. I'll see y'all soon. Knowing y'all probably lose first place on Thanksgiving. Y'all sorry, son. Ooh, y'all make me sick. But I'll see y'all on First Take tomorrow. I'll see y'all.
Brian Flores and the status of Tua.
No, Tua wasn't injured. We just felt like it was the best move at that point in the game. We had to get in the 2-minute mode, and we just felt like he gave us the best chance to win the game, which we had an opportunity at the end.
My thoughts were whatever was going to be best for the team. We couldn't. Well, when I was in, we couldn't really get things going, and Coach felt like it was the best decision to put Fitz in to try to give us a spark. So when I heard that, it's really what's best for the team. And if we were to win with Fitz in there, the locker room would be a lot different. Everyone would be a lot happier. But it just sucks to lose.
All right, so with that 5-game win streak snapped, the Dolphins fall to 6-4. A game behind the Bills there in the AFC East going into Week 12. Patriots, Jets, they don't really matter. It's a 2-team race right now. Tim Hasselbeck back in. What did you make of Brian Flores' decision to take Tua out? Not because of the injury, just because he thought his team needed a spark.
Yeah, well, it was surprising to hear him say that. When it happened, I wasn't exactly sure what the decision was because, as we saw in the highlight, Tua did get kind of rolled up on funny and been sacked a bunch in that game. They're down 10. And so I think there was an element that they clearly weren't playing well offensively. And so I thought that there was maybe a shot of, look, we can't protect him. It wasn't like they were blitzing their protections. They just had a hard time winning the battle up front. And so because of that, he was getting hit. He was getting sacked. He comes down funny. And I thought in a 10-point game, he just maybe thought, look, we're going to take him out. Then as that game, kind of changed and Fitz did, give them a bit of a spark and they caused a turnover, in their, inside their own 10-yard line, I thought, look, maybe they're going to put Fitz back out there because they think it gives him, it gives them their best chance to win. And it sounds like from Brian Flores, from Tua, that was the plan. So, look, I don't think it's a great move to do that often. I do feel like in this situation, in this football game, it was probably warranted. But if you're trying to develop a young quarterback, every time that guy is struggling and you're down 10, you can't be in a situation where you yank him out of the football game. You can't. Now, it almost worked against the Broncos today, but I don't think that is the right plan to develop a quarterback going forward. And so, I would be really cautious about doing it if that was the plan in those situations in the future.
And Flores did say after the game that Tua will be the starter for the Dolphins next game. So that's at least an indication that they still believe in him, but in this game trying to try a little something different. But let's go to the other side here, Rob.
Yep.
And that Broncos offense, especially the running game. What impressed you most about that today?
They ran 166 yards with 2 running backs. Lindsey was out there, Gordon was out there just running all over the football field. So when you have the ability to run the football, it takes the soul away from the defense. And the last few weeks, the Dolphins have capitalized on turnovers. Even in this game, interception sets up a score. Last week, interception sets up a score. So their ability to run the football, it sets the tone of the game. You create that time of possession to where you control the narrative. And when you're able to run the football like they had in this football game with success, it takes a little bit of your soul out of you as a defender. I've been there. I know how it feels. It's not a great feeling. The altitude's a little high right there, too, so you're even more winded. And at the end of the day, you can't win a football game giving up almost 200 yards on the ground. Yeah, so we can talk about the quarterback situation, but for the Dolphins defense, allowing that many rushing yards from Denver. Hey there, what's happening? Thanks for hanging out with us here on SportsCenter. Michael Leaves here along with Rob Ninkovich in studio. Tim Hasselbeck joining us as well, and we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. We keep ticking off these games, but some of this drama we're seeing feels like playoff games right now, Rob. That's what we saw an ending between the Packers and the Colts. Yeah, this was an exciting week of football. I'm telling you, the Packers and the Colts coming down to the end. We see it in overtime. Look, this is, at the end of the day, the Colts did a terrific job defensively at halftime. Green Bay basically scored all their 28 points in the first half.
Right.
Second half, 0, nothing. 3 points before the end of the game. So hats off to the Colts. They did a great job in kind of keeping that offense at bay.
We're going to show you that highlight in a moment. Colts winning it in overtime thanks to a field goal. Matter of fact, we have it right now. Let's show you what happened there in Indy. Again, a pretty good quarterback matchup with Aaron Rodgers and Phillip Rivers going at it on the Packers to win it 34-31. Rivers had 3 touchdowns, and he threw a pick. And check out the largest blown leads the Packers have had with Aaron Rodgers as the starting quarterback. This one, wow, this one's going to hurt. This one's going to hurt for a while. Up 14 on the road, but they can't get it done. Tim, bring in this conversation because you're down 21-7, you're the Colts, but you got Phillip Rivers there. You know, he's seen pretty much everything the NFL can throw at him, but to take his team sort of by the collar and force them to go down and tie the game, take the lead, what do you say about his performance?
Well, it's impressive, especially when you look at, that's now a 7-win football team. And so, the decision to sign Phillip Rivers is looking pretty good right now. And look, I think when you look at this game, there's a lot to digest from it because there are moments, like you saw in the highlight, where Aaron Rodgers is amazing. But then you have other plays in that game where he fumbles a quarterback exchange, and there's moments in that football game, as Rob was alluding to, in terms of what the second half looked like, a fumble on special teams, the inability to get a stop defensively. And so Green Bay that, at times has looked amazing, but yeah, I think the Colts had a pretty good recipe in the second half.
Well, that's a good question to consider here, Rob, because you look at where Green Bay was in terms of being up by 14, but how much of that has to do with the